when I started YouTube, one of the first things I asked myself constantly was, what exactly did I want to speak about? And I realized very quickly that some of the things I wanted to speak about there were topics that were very, very close to me, and that I feel like I haven't been brave enough to speak about out loud, or that I've been a bit scared to speak about out loud. And one of those topics was definitely education. Now, I just have my phone here because I do have a lot of notes regarding what exactly I want to talk about, but education is different for everyone. But I feel like a very, very common trend when it comes to education is that we tie a lot to pride, self-worth, to success. Education is the thing that opens doors for you. Education is, if you're educated, you're successful. If you're educated, you're blah blah blah. What I am trying to say here in this video is that is not the case. And I am 26 years old now, and it took me so long to realize that that was not the case. And it feels so nice to be able to get that off my chest, because I feel like I've had so much anxiety when it comes to school, and I feel like I haven't been able to speak about it to many people, because it's like all my friends that I know finished school, everyone that I know has done school, and it's just like, damn, like, will anyone understand my point of view when it comes to school? Essentially, what my education path was, I started university, I should say, when I was 18. I thought that I was going to do criminology, become a lawyer, blah, 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 blah. Very quickly figured out I didn't want to do that. I switched schools, switched programs, and ever since that went a bit downhill. Now, all of my friends, they, completed their 4 years, finished school. I believe some of them are even working 9 to 5. And I'm still here working the same customer service job that I had, still in school. And I used to be so ashamed of it, to the point where, like, when I would go in class and, people would do icebreakers, people would ask you how old you are. I used to say that I was 22 because I was so scared that people would be like, oh, what is this 26-year-old doing in school? Blah, blah, aren't you supposed to be da, 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 da? And it took me so long to realize that is okay. It is okay if you're 26 years old still in school. It is okay if you're 32 years old still in school. It is okay if you do not graduate on time, because you know what? Everyone has their own path in life. As long as you keep moving forward, that is all that matters. That is all that matters. And it feels so good to be able to say that out loud, because I feel like this topic has put so much anxiety in my heart, when it's like, I don't know, will anyone understand me when I say this, that it is okay to not have the same path as everyone else, And not even just that, your career-wise too. I'm 26, and I don't know what I want to do. I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and then I searched programs. I was like, oh, maybe I want to do this. And then halfway through my program, I'm like, oh my gosh, do I even want to do this? It's like, I don't know, right? And, and because school education has been tied to financial security so much, it's like, does this mean that I'm below everyone because I'm not in a point where I know what I want to do with my life? Because I don't. You take these career tests, you're like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to do this, and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to do this. Or you're supposed to do that, and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to do that either. But essentially, I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is that it is okay if your path is not the same as everyone else's, right? Because everyone is not the same. Life is not a race. You move at your own pace. Someone else moves at their own pace. As long as you keep pushing forward, that is all that matters, right? As long as you keep following what you want to do, as long as you do what makes you happy, that is all that matters. Whether education is the thing that makes you happy, if something else makes you happy, as long as you follow what you want to do, that is all that matters in life. And I know that so many people out there maybe have parents that are like, education. You have to go to school, you have to do this. And I know that's very, very hard to hear that every single day. I'm very, very blessed to say that my mom has always been very supportive of me. She's never been like, oh my gosh, education. She's very been supportive, which is like, I'm very blessed to have that. But I know a lot of people don't have that same support system. And I just want to say that you have a friend, even if I'm some stranger on YouTube that you probably don't know, if you ever feel like, who is going to support me, there are people, just know that there are people out there that feel the same way that you do, that probably have the same, that way, that have this anxiety that weigh on them. And I'm just like, am I not as good as everyone because I don't maybe want to do school, or you want to do something different than in school, or you don't know what you want to do yet. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I will catch you guys next Saturday, and we'll see what we'll talk about next time.